If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Globe. I ran out of air there.
That's all right. I was just really bad at lip syncing. A big hello to everybody. It's great to see you. I hope I find you well. Welcome back to the Monday Club. And today, well, hot news. But first up, the Monday Club comes in association with Scale Model Scenery, your one-stop shop for detailing and structures and all manner of different bits and pieces. And today we're going to be highlighting their all new range of modular platforms. So you can mix and match with these, and it means that you can build up realistic large or small stations, and you can do them in a whole host of different finishes from stone to brick. And it just couldn't be easier to build up the station that you want on your layout. So a big thank you to Scale Model Scenery, and also a big thank you to George Botterini, who is currently somewhere in a dentist's chair getting teeth drilled and all that. So I hope things are going well for you, George. A big thank you for your very generous $10 donation on the super chat before we even began. So that sort of came in right at the very start of the chat, and it's really very much appreciated. George did say for us to put that towards our beverage of choice. So today actually
is hokey.
Yes, Diet Coke. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, it has to be said. So I thought it's best not to go for alcohol. And I must admit, actually, it's one of these things that through lockdown, you think, oh, lockdown, I'll just spend all my time sat at home just like drunk and in my pants.
And you do that anyway.
No, but the reality is that the novelty wears off of doing that. And now, I'll be honest with you, I've gone off alcohol, so it's nice to have a refreshing chilled beverage. But the other big news that came out today, and a big thank you to Richard Watson, aka New Junction, who posted about this through Hornby magazine, and it's the Lion, the 042 Liverpool and Manchester Lion locomotive. This is a big deal. I know that a lot of people were like playing guess the locomotive, guess the item that Hornby were going to bring out as part of their 2021 range. And quite honestly, this has surprised everybody, because what initially surprised people was it wasn't there in the announcements. And people were like, oh, we really thought there was going to be a Lion, because we had the success of the Rocket last year, the Rocket packs with the coaches, and then also the third class coach. Well, we've had this year the announcement of the mixed train with that mail coach. We've also got the triple packs of the wagons, and also the triple pack of the third class coaches. It's also the case that, you know, a lot of people have been speculating about this Era 1, and I think it's potentially quite a big growth area. And I'll just have to tell the Cupboard Monkey, if you're looking for it, you need to go to Facebook. That's where this stuff's at.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I am trying to find the picture. So
yeah, so the Cupboard Monkey is being very trying. But
yes.
we
while I'm looking for it, you have some news of your own, don't you?
Do I?
Yes, you recently put in an order for an automatic bottom kicking machine.
Yes, unfortunately, you then immediately commandeered it and have been using it ever since to invigorate your derriere. But the Cupboard Monkey is incorrigible. But right, let's have a look and see who's in the house. For some reason, it's trying to show me adverts. But
here we are.
All right, we've got Mark Herbert, Flymo Chairman 1, Crossways Point Junction Bernie, Bangotty Junction Carl Braun, Richard Swiderski, Egg Rider, Patrick Ling, Jay says Jenny Jew, hi to you. Oh, that's a bit of haiku there. Samuel Ives, Ruben Ashwell says LOL, that's great lip syncing. No. I've seen better lip syncing at a Milli Vanilli concert, to be honest with you. Grongston Model Railway, 57305 Northern Princess says, hello campers, hi. Exciting news about Lion. That's the best you can get out of me for a Welsh accent. Oh, there's lovely. So on the screen we have got a picture of Lion. I suspect that this is probably during the Rainhill celebrations. It could have been actually at the Stockton and Darlington celebrations, but it's actually quite an interesting picture. You look closely, we've got colour aspect signals there. So I don't think the old health and safety glow-in-the-dark vest clipboard merchants would kind of allow that these days. But it's really interesting to see that there on the main line. Of course, this locomotive also famous for being the locomotive that appeared in the Ealing comedy, the Titfield Thunderbolt, as well. So really excited by this. What Hornby have said is that this is likely to be coming out either this year, and you remember we had the surprise announcement last year of those third-class coaches towards the end of the year. So I do wonder whether this is going to come out and actually be on the market at roughly the same sort of time. It is interesting that Hornby have announced it now. Now, this is more likely to have been something that in the past, I guess, Hornby would have just surprised everybody with, and it just appear a matter of weeks before it reached the shops. And I suspect that this is in part to head other manufacturers who may have been tempted off at the past, because a lot of people speculated that we were going to see a Lion from Hornby, and it turned out it was a pretty good guess. And I guess that they thought that because they hadn't announced it and people kept talking about this, one of the other manufacturers might think, actually, there's a market here. So by announcing it now, maybe what they're doing is kind of planting their flag and saying, look, we are bringing this out. So leave it alone unless you want to go head to head with us. So we've got Donegal Dad, Stephen Simmons, Keep Calm Make Stuff, Robert Ward, Josh's Railway Adventures, Cheshire Lines, Phil Metcalf, Daniel's OO Model Railway, Matt Ovell. Let's have a look now. John Nelson, Josh's Railway Adventures, Al McCall, Manthony 1956. Oh, it's just suddenly jumped. Chris Gull 1959, Wangok, Ian White, who says, oh, is it BR Blue Day? We didn't have the poll. Nobody reminded me. And unfortunately, I lead such a very busy life, working so hard, that unfortunately these things do occasionally slip my mind.
Jen doesn't actually lead a very busy life. Jen has one of those lives where there's no such thing as busy, because to be busy, you've got to compare it to times when you're not busy. Jen just has a life.
I'm a workaholic. Ian White says, is it BR Blue Day? Kind of, although we've got that big long rake of intercity coaches. I haven't run them in a little while. We've also, you'll be about to see, the Bachmann Class 40, and it is sound fitted. If I can, let me just find the appropriate thing. So that is actually fitted with a sound chip, but as you all know, I don't tend to run the sound chips, certainly not on the Monday Club, because they do get a bit noisy. But that is a nice long coal train of 16-ton mineral wagons. Yes.
Do we have any gronks?
Yes, we do.
Do we have hot gronk on gronk action?
If you insist. So let's just check and see. So you'll be seeing a couple of gronks coming through the uppermost tunnel at some point. So basically where the cupboard monkey is gesticulating. Actually, it's a really good word. It's a really good word, gesticulate. Write that down and let us use it more in everyday conversation. Teddy Edward, hi to you. Patrick Lynn, Donegal Dad, Ron B, Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase, who says, I already bought some modular platforms on Friday. Yeah, and they do look to be a really great range, actually. I'm all for things that make it a lot easier for and accessible for people to build model railways. And I know from experience, when I built Bolton Trinity Road out in my shed, I built what was effectively modelled on Trinity Street Station. So conventional kits didn't work for those platforms, so I had to scratch build them, and I used balsa wood, super quick building papers and card, and it was never quite right. So it's a really nice idea to have a modular kit that allows you to build up as small or as big a station as you want, which is why we showcased that product at the start of the stream. Bagnall Dave, hi to you. Donald Thompson, B2000 RO Toys channel. Aidan Brent, Ron's Garden Railway, Brockwell Lane, Poshington 01, yes.
Chris Gall, 1959, asks, Jenny, can you make the Star Wars theme with the Class 40 horns?
The Star Wars theme.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I'm going to say no as well. It may actually technically be possible. I don't know if you've ever heard it. Certainly on YouTube, there are videos of cruise liners playing tunes with their foghorns. The Disney princess. Are you all right?
Yeah.
The Disney. Are you cold?
That kind of noise.
Well, funnily enough, the Disney cruise liners tend to play the "When You Wish Upon a Star."
Oh, I can't remember that one.
But I think it's Carnival Cruise Lines just went, we'll just play Seven Nation Army. Respect. I don't know how you would do it with a train horn. I think it only has two settings, high and low. So high and low. So it basically goes doo-doo. So I don't know how you would play anything else on it. What I have seen is somewhere on YouTube there's a guy with a Ford F-150 pickup truck fitted an air horn off a GP40 diesel to his pickup truck with an air compressor and took great delight in honking his horn at people because you can imagine it sounds like a train.
We've got some very interesting news here. It's My Model Railway says Bachmann have just announced kits of Thunderbirds 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5.
Bachmann have?
Yeah. I'm going to look it up.
You look that up. Yeah, we're going to need to see that. Big hello to Mike at Pudham Junction, Philip Page, David Cook, Ron B. Alan Reynolds says PVA. Alan says, hello, my lovelies. Same Alan in the loft at Buckland Junction. Ray Burble. Mark Herbert, Mark Wilson, who says, evening, Meadows. Robert Ward says, Lion, fantastic news. It is, yes. And I wonder, are we going to start to see some pioneering era 1 layouts? Now, it's a very, very interesting era. Of course, I don't really think there aren't really photographs of the era, but there are lovely lithograph prints. And I could envisage somebody, I think probably some of the iconic views would be things like Birmingham, is it Curzon Street Station? There's also Crown Street Station in Liverpool, but also the Moorish Arch and the that cutting there. Some very iconic lithograph type pictures exist of these. Some of the early trains going across Chat Moss over the viaducts as well. And I do wonder whether we're going to see more of these much earlier things. Right,
we could jump to the browser.
Okay, so the Cupboard Monkey appears to have found something.
Bachmann Europe have announced the Thunderbirds kits via a video on
Adventure in Plastic. So oh wow, Thunderbirds really go. And of course, they really lend themselves to model making because
they're models.
Yeah, because when you think about it, like some of the I'm going to move away. I don't know how much we can actually show before we get copyright strike.
Hang on, it's more than just Thunderbirds 1 to 5.
No, it's
they've got the Digger.
Yeah,
the Driller thing, Lady
Penelope's thing. But no,
they've got the modules. Oh, Jen, yeah, I need them.
Yes, we do need them. We need to build a Tracy Island. And if you're about my age, actually, what you may remember from the early 1990s...
They're not HO scale, though. They're 1 to, 400 scale or something like that.
Oh, right. So they're, really super tiny. Oh, well, fair enough.
1 to 48 scale for Thunderbird 4. The space station doesn't even have a scale.
Yeah, well, it's not a real thing. 1 to 350, 1 to 72. So the mole is 00 roughly. 1 to 32 scale for Fab 1. That's O gauge.
Oh my goodness! They even have the launch bay.
Yeah. Oh wow. There's what's interesting actually is you get that, it's distracting.
Jen. I need these. I medically need these.
I think that a Thunderbird themed diorama is on the cards here. So really interested by that. Thanks for sharing that with us. Crossways Point Junction, hi to you. Houston Whap. James Hardy says Hornby don't usually announce new locomotives during a year, only at the beginning of the year. I think this is because so many people were predicting they were going to announce it and then got disappointed when they didn't. And in turn, that means that I think that they've done it to head somebody else off at the path. I'm guessing that they're worried that somebody else will go, well...
The amount of time that you guys were talking about is the Lion coming on the stream about their announcements.
So many people, and it wasn't just me. So I think that this is a sensible move. Obviously, they have been working on it. It may be that this is something that was supposed to be announced for next year, so in the 2022 range, to come out very quickly. And what they've taken a decision is that they need to actually get this out there before somebody else says that they're going to do it.
Okay, the Backmen are doing the usual thing. These are pricey. The Digger Thunderbirds, the Mole model kit, £45.
So they're like a bit like an Airfix kit.
Thunderbird 1, £30.
Oh, that's...
So the mole must be more detailed, I'd expect.
I suspect it's quite big at 1 to 72.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty big.
Tico 360, hi to you. Iron Horse Heathen says, evening all, just arrived with my cheese spread on toast and hot chocolate, which sadly needs reheating. How does it need reheating? Surely it should have been drunk too quick for it needing that. Because
Madden Steam Railway says, what use is a space station or a layout? I can't see any use for it. That's simple.
On a piece of string hanging over it.
You hang it above and you make a sci-fi themed layout with your own customized model railway.
I bet Laurie Calvert.
Laurie Calvert is exactly who I'm thinking of.
He's probably already like, hello, I'll take one of everything.
Yeah.
Big hello to Jeremy Brooks, Southern Train Girl, Shanghai 264359, McBenman 1, it's my model railway. Who else have we got? Ron B, Tim's model railway, and different videos. The Lion, of course, does still exist.
Does it sleep tonight?
Yes. Z Fantasy Train, Stevie Film, Nick Gerolimo. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I probably am not, which I do apologise for. Robert Woodhouse, Steve the Sweep, Creeping Jane. So we've got Main Train Eastport. I am well behind on the comments because they're now commenting on when I said about Milli Vanilli.
Chris Gall 1959 says Thunderbird 5 strung up above your layout. That's something to bang your head on. It might end up getting a little bit bruised.
yes, I can imagine. Edward C. Tucker, hi to you. Amtrak Junction. Who else have we got? Cottesmore I've seen is in as well. Melchester Model Railway. Mark Holt, John Holding, J. Paul Anderson, hi to you. Liam at New Mills Model Railway, Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase, Barnabas Junction, good evening to you. Ron B, who else we got? Charlie McGowan says hello from Toronto. Oh gosh, it's a good turnout. Grogston Model Railway says TARDIS at the back of the sidings. Oh, if you moved it. All right. I don't know how far. Ben Davis,
I never moved the TARDIS. The Doctor moved the TARDIS.
DL Warren says, I spent the last few minutes trying to count the number of mineral wagons behind the diesel. It's been that sort of day. I didn't actually count them. I've literally put out, and let's go to the back weir yard. I might just catch it. Oh, just missed the loco. I've put, it's not all of my 16-ton mineral wagons, but it's most, shall we say. And it's a good long length train. I think, let nobody say that Weir Yard cannot accommodate long trains. And actually, it's testament to how good that Bachmann Class 40 is that it's happily pulling all
54.
of them. Does that include the brake vans?
No.
So
56 including the brake vans.
Wow. Gosh, I should get you to count things more often. It does keep you quiet. Daniel Kiersey, hi to you. King Fox Junction, David Ellingford. And Garthian as well says, good evening, ladies. We're moving the TARDIS. Barnabas Junction says, been busy redoing a rock face for the third time, currently helping it dry with the wife's hairdryer. Rock faces can be tricky. I know actually, it's Peaks 47 has just done a video. I did share it on the Facebook page. Really impressed with the work that he's done on modelling rock faces. So if you do get stuck, go and check that out. But the other thing as well, the way that I do a lot of rock faces is I use they're like sort of like a rubbery mould from Woodland Scenics, and I cast them in plaster and then use thinned down water paints to actually get the rock colours in there, which does actually work quite well. But as I said, Peaks 47 has done a really, really great video on that. You're trying to...
Yeah, Ben Tullett says, Jenny, have you seen the Coca-Cola trams on Hornby's website?
I have,
They were
yeah.
secretly added to the Coca-Cola range after the 2021 announcement.
So what, they never made a big fanfare about them?
Apparently not.
I'm sure
Which
I
you
saw
have to
them.
say, oh, hokey, cokey, cokey.
I'm sure I did see them, but
James Hardy says, that brake van must be heavy. It needs 2 classmates.
Yes, it's a very heavy one. James Hardy asks, where's the Hornby line announcement? I can't find anything. You're going to have to do it through Facebook. It doesn't appear to be on their website because we did check. Cottesmore says, you're unable to do the Vader theme with the TTS sound. It doesn't allow the tones in the right place. This sounds like a man who's checked. David Scott.
Sometimes the nights go by slowly.
Yes, David Scott says the Class 40 would probably have had a brake tender in front on that length of coal train. Yeah, I mean, it's got a fitted head of a number of vacuum fitted 16-ton minerals. But unfortunately, the trouble with the diesel brake tenders is that they were commissioned by Hornby magazine and they appear to have sold out. So we all need to persuade Hornby magazine to do another run. I know I've been bothering New Junction, who works over at Hornby magazine, saying, come on, do another release. I want one in rail blue.
Ron B has a word of warning for everyone. If you dry your rocks with a hairdryer, they'll get an afro effect.
Yeah, they sort of go, pshoo.
Now, there was a question right at the start before we actually came online, wasn't there?
Jason Pryor says, hi Jenny and Zoe, good interview with the Curascale. Thank you very much. Would be good to see interviews with Pico and other manufacturers. Keep up the good work working on the Lego Railway tonight. Well, actually, I have interviewed Ben Jones from Hellion and Simon Kohler from Hornby. Are two of the others that I've interviewed. John Barber from Rails of Sheffield as well. And I've done Ken Patterson, not a manufacturer, but it's interesting to get a view from over the other side of the pond from What's Neat This Week's Ken Patterson. And if you haven't seen the interview with Ken, do check that out, and do, of course, also check out the What's Neat This Week channel as well.
Speaking of Hellion, there was a question before we came online. It's scrolled off now.
Oh, it was about the 86.
Hellion 86s.
Right, Clive Cobold, it's as luck would have it, it's now on my screen. Jenny, please can you ask Hellion when their new Class 86 electric locomotives are coming to the shops? They should have been out February before the Class 25 diesel locomotives. Now, it all depends on a whole lot of things. I know a lot of things from all manufacturers, not just Hellion, have been pushed back because of COVID. So I suspect that if they've not made any formal announcement for whatever reason, it's been delayed. It may have been pushed down the queue to get other things out first, for example the Class 25. So I didn't mention it in the interview because I'll be brutally honest, I forgot when I was interviewing him. It was on my cheat sheet, but I somehow managed to go, 20 class 25, class 02, class 45, and I missed out the class 86. Jackie says Cupboard Monkey is broken. Cupboard Monkey is always broken. She has damaged goods. B2.
What have I said that makes me broken? What's happened? What?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they heard your knee clicking.
I can't help my knee clicking. It clickety clacks.
B2000 RO Toys channel says Bachman have announced a large-scale Diesel and Paxton from Thomas and Friends. Yes, certainly it is an expanding range. It does sell. It's always if a range sells, then do add to it.
Well, yeah, it's only common sense.
Evan Terry, hi to you. Egg Rider says, didn't one of the F1 teams use an engine with a laptop to make tunes with different revs on the engine? Yes. I think it was a party trick from the Renault Formula One team. So it is the thing. Right, I'm going to try and get up to date because so if I've missed out any questions, I'm not ignoring you. It's just the comments come in far quicker than I can read them. Don't forget as well, do tickle the like button and do consider sharing the stream on social media. Like
sharing is caring.
Yeah, so Instagram us out, share us on Twitter.
Why are you saying Instagram? Have you just learned this word? Is that why you're using it?
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to be hip and hang with the cool kids.
It's not working.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be square, but being distinctly rectangular in the process. Ray Burble, hi to you. Ruben Ashwell says, I've spotted the TARDIS in one of the open-top coal wagons.
Yeah, I'll change it in a minute.
Well done.
I won't change it in a minute. The Doctor will change it in a minute.
Yes, the Doctor will see you now.
We're going to maintain kayfabe.
Yeah, and Dorian Bishop...
You don't even know what kayfabe is, do you?
No. And Dorian Bishop does remind everybody by saying, congratulations, your Weir Yard is in Railway Modeler magazine, out now in shops. Yes, of course. We did announce that when it went to print. But for those who may have missed it, Railway Modeler is currently carrying a feature on Weir Yard, the layout that you see on the Monday Club. So hopefully it's got some really great shots. Actually, I was watching. I read the article. I looked at the photos and thought, "Hey, that's a really nice layout." And then, of course, because they Photoshop a really good background in.
You've got a really good background. Let's take pages on that.
No, but I mean the bits where it slopes at an angle, they made it upright. And the light that they use. I mean, light does make everything. What are you doing down there?
Looking in a camera.
To what?
The front of your computer.
You made sure it's the correct computer to plug into.
No.
Hermitage Road, hi to you. Simon Anthony James as well. What else have we got? Tom McKee says, evening all from Northern Ireland. Evening to you. Henry's Transport Adventures and Beyond, hi to you as well. Tony Wright, Iron Horse Heathen says, poor Jenny, sadly she's now at that age, as we are all fast approaching, careful now, where the only hip she can relate to is a hip replacement. Hashtag Instagram. Criscal1959 says, I have a copy and I have driven to distraction as I can't spot the TARDIS in any of the photos. The TARDIS was actually out when he was photographing, but the photograph, well, he either didn't, studiously ignored it, probably took a view like, oh, another person who thinks it's cool to have a TARDIS, like the Doctor's just landed. It didn't make the cut, but it was on the layout at the time. In fact, it was over in that corner. You can't really see where I'm pointing to, but over by the pump house was where it was. You're very distracting there, Cupboard Monkey.
I am attempting to fit the new camera, so leave me alone.
Leave you alone? Why would I ever want to do that?
Jenny doesn't like it when I do stuff.
Yeah, the Cupboard Monkey is currently setting up another camera. Yes, we have cornered the market for more cameras to be able to show you more of Weir Yard. Yes. Actually, the plan is to replace the camera that flickers an awful lot. Are we actually showing anything at the moment?
Yes, it's fine. Don't worry. What I am doing is not changing anything.
It's just there's no light on the Stream Deck.
Don't worry about it.
Right. What other news do we have? Well, we've also had an announcement that the JSA wagons from Accurascale have finally left customs. So it's been a long wait in customs. They arrived in customs about 6 weeks ago. But there's a message up from Accurascale that these are now on the move. We've also seen the actual wagon samples, livery samples on a physical wagon of the Accurascale MDO and MDV wagons. So Accurascale has shared photographs of those, but also Rails of Sheffield, who have commissioned a triple pack of the MC Metals PMV, I think they are, wagons. They're the MDVs, but sold on into use with MC Metals by BR towards the end of their life. So they look amazing, actually. They have stated that there are a few little tweaks to be done. I think the diagonal white stripe on one end of the wagon, there's a little bit of a tweak with that just to make sure that it doesn't bleed over onto some of the angle pieces, so that will be sorted. So we're still on track with that. I think it's for a Q3 release. What I did have something else. I was thinking, and next I'll talk about this, and I've suddenly my mind has gone blank. Oh wow! So apparently, what is that? The camera actually sat on? Where is it?
It's on the same extension as the forward-facing.
Oh right, I take it you couldn't actually fit it into your grips of doom.
No.
Well,
no, without it falling.
Oh, that's right. Fair enough. So actually, the roving camera occasionally used to turn up there, so it's something a bit different. But I don't have a button for that angle.
No, you don't.
Oh right, there is a blank button right at the end of the.
Would you like me to add it?
Yeah, temporarily for now, and then we'll move everything around later. Right. We've got 359 people in. It's a bit low, actually. Do remind people, if they may have forgotten, the Monday Club is up and running. And do feel free to share us in some of the Facebook groups, because I haven't done that. But do be careful. Don't share us in groups that frown upon posting YouTube links. But just let people know that we are live and on the source. Apparently, where's the? I'm forgetting my train of thought. I'm not feeling great at the moment. Yeah, that last button.
Yes, I'm trying now to sort it out. It doesn't seem to want to do anything.
Oh, dearie me. Dr. Kush says, "What is your newest loco and your what's the newest loco you're most excited about?" Newest locomotive. Well, I've just reviewed the Brighton H2 Atlantic in London, Brighton and South Coast Railway livery, which will be Friday's video this week. I have also reviewed the Hellion Class 16 as well, so that will be coming next week, so one to look out for. On top of that, there's a little icon just turned up now.
Yes, there has.
On top of that, yes, I do remember the other news. Hellions Class 25s have reached the shops, and in fact, one of the ones that is selling particularly well, so if you want it, get it ordered, or run the risk of missing out, is the special commission with TMC that you'll find exclusively through them. Is, I think it's from memory, 25102, but it's believed to be the final Class 25 that was still in two-tone green but had its tops number applied. So it lasted right through until, I think, possibly as late as 1980, like that. And it's very easy to forget that when the corporate blue scene turned up, that it didn't mean that everything got painted overnight. Are we all right there?
It doesn't have a JK logo on at the moment, but
we'll fix that after the stream.
Yes.
Stephen Manley says hello. Train King 07, big hello to you too.
He says, do you make toy or model trains?
Do I what?
Do you make toy or model trains? Says Train King. You don't, do you?
I build model railways and models, but I don't make any locomotives or rolling stock. In fact, I tend to shy away from kits as well.
I do the kits, don't I?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Building locomotive or rolling stock kits doesn't I don't get enjoyment out of it, and I'm a firm advocate that if there's something in this hobby that you don't enjoy doing, it's okay to try and find a way of avoiding needing to do that. So, it's all part of, hobbies are supposed to be fun.
Apparently Windows sounds are coming through on the stream. I do apologise for that. I didn't realise
Windows sounds?
I didn't realise anything I was doing to set up the new camera was actually making a sound. We would have set it up earlier, but I just didn't have the time.
So why is it's because desktop audio is turned on.
Why is desktop audio on?
Oh, like the slider there above where it says audio mixer. See? Ooh.
Desktop audio's off.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Windows likes to announce its presence. Stephen Manley says, love the model railway. Thank you very much. James Hardy asks, where is your new BR Purple A4? It's up there. I can just see it. Now, it does feature in Wednesday's video, not as a review. I took the decision not to outright review it because I've already reviewed the A4, I think twice. So I did a full review on Miles Beaver, which was actually released at exactly the same time. So not last year, but the year before. The two A4 models that Hornby released were Miles Beaver and the purple one. I forget, somebody Wiggum.
Walter K. Wiggum.
Yeah, Walter K. Wiggum, or as my brain keeps saying, I can give you Police Chief Wiggum from The Simpsons.
Pretty sure that's not the
No,
right
it
one.
isn't. Stevie Film says, has anyone seen the Yeoman PTAs? Missing 15 in the Royal Mail. Oh my word. Yeah, post can be a little bit at the moment. Peter Kay. Oh, we got Peter Kay and garlic bread. I'll never catch on.
I bet he hears that all the time.
I bet you do. Yeah, it's like your mum gets the Mrs. Like, are you trying to seduce me, Mrs.
I
Robinson?
get that as well.
Do you?
Yes. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Who says that?
Our friends.
Which one? What do you...
James.
Does it? Oh. Yeah, but he's only young. Young whippersnapper. David... that is a very good point, David Scott. He says it's a school night. Because, of course, in the UK, all the schools went back. So, obviously, there's a lot of kids who are like, oh, so I have to go to school again. So, certainly, yes, that would explain the drop. But
yeah.
They will watch it on the catch-up. So, a big hello to all you guys who it's a school night and your mums and dads wouldn't let you stay up to watch the Monday Club. So, a big hello to you. Don't worry. It's okay to catch up later. And we are thinking about you. Right. Simon Anthony James asks, I have a Bachmann Class 150 with DCC sound. I muted the sound on it with my Hornby digital select controller, and when I unmuted the sound, the volume is on low and I can't get the volume high again. Now, I've heard a lot of people having issues with Hornby Select, so it may well be it's something worth taking a look online. There will be people answering common faults. But there should be a CV setting, a master volume CV. You might have to Google what it is for the particular type of decoder. But then if you can edit that CV and change its value, it will up the volume of all the sounds. You can also change individual sound volumes as well. But it sounds like what you're needing is just to change the master volume.
Railways says, I went back to school today, but me being a key worker kid, I've been there for a while, but I don't like it now everyone's back.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, I had to go out somewhere this morning, and suddenly there's traffic. And it's like, where have you guys come from? Because we've had like a year of no traffic, no rush hour, and suddenly there was a rush hour. And it's like, where did you guys come from? And of course, people on their way back from the school run.
Mm-hmm.
Creeping Jane, yes, definitely says there's a CV setting that can be changed to change the volume. Definitely, as I just said. Iron Horse Heathen, Jenny, have you considered a segment for Monday Club where you take a closer look at the Monday Club regulars layout? Maybe a short 5-minute interview about the layout. Still have videos though. We've thought about doing interviews. The problem is, that obviously this takes time and preparation, and
Jenny doesn't do either of those.
well, no, I've got a full-time job. I work 50 hours across 4 days, and then I have to obviously film a whole load of of the videos for the week. I have to film them. I try and keep Sunday as a day off. Nothing religious or anything like that. It's just nice to have a day where you don't have to do anything in particular. So today we've been quite busy with some various things.
Yeah, you have to go and pick up the delivery of extra nutty slack.
Nutty slack?
Yeah.
Well, it's some kind of coal, isn't it, nutty slack?
Yep.
Although it sounds like it's some kind of weird sweet from the 80s. Like it's like nuts in a slab of chocolate that just looks like it's been half melted. I was
thinking it would be nutty toffee myself.
Yeah, it could be with a chocolate coating, but looking like it's been beaten up before it was covered in UK X Greeny says, "Yay, I made it! Big hello to you. Great to see you there." Messing about with models, got lots of choice of rats, but which to go for? Now, my personal preference. Now, the two-tone green ones do look great, but I love the tops period, which is actually why the TMC one. 25102 in the two-tone green, but with the tops number applied, I think is a really good one to go for. But of course, it is a limited edition. It is exclusive to TMC. They do also do a weathering service, so if you want it weathered, you can get them to weather it. But I also like, I think it's 25093 if you want a Scottish rat. 25155 I think is another one if you want a Western region rat, both in rail blue. We've got 25902 Tamworth Castle in that unique ice cream van livery. Which
Can I just ask what number is?
I couldn't remember. I know it's 259, and then I can't remember what the rest is. Might be 36 or something.
Penna Lane TMD says nutty slack. I always think of it as some Victorian chocolate nutty fudge.
Yes,
exactly.
yes,
That's
what we.
Sounds delicious, doesn't it?
Right. Garthian points out system audio cannot be turned off unless you use Unix. Yes,
or a soldering iron.
Well, yes.
I can't guarantee your computer will work though.
Lots of people are spotting the TARDIS in the coal wagon as it moves.
It's been moved. Jen, your
How
ages
far
ago.
behind am I?
Very.
Lee D. Holden says, "Sorry, joined you late tonight. So good evening to you."
A Monday clubber is never late, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Yes, Mr. Bilbo Baggins. The only trouble with that camera is we have actually bought a camera to replace the one that you're seeing now.
Yeah.
That flicker is to do with the frame rate. It doesn't like the frame rate.
Yeah. Rover number 2 is the new one, but we haven't had time to put it in.
We've just been so busy. And of course, the Cupboard Monkey has come straight off her live stream into this live stream. You really do make a rod for your back. You could have picked any time. And it's like, no, I'll just go back to back with the Monday Club because that'll be really stress-free, won't it?
I enjoy making the game Hammer live.
Jay asks, when are we going to see yours on Where Yard, Jenny Jew? I love that nickname, actually, Jenny Jew. The purple A4, Flymo Chairman 1 says, I like the purple A4. Yeah, it's, I'll get it out for next week, actually.
Get it out.
Behave yourself.
No, bird on the line and run it. Come on. Everyone wants to see it.
Everybody wants to see the purple A4. Sorry, just let me cover my big fat jubbly belly. Right. Got to carefully drag her out, said the bishop to the actress. And I'm going to just remove the what I will do is when that class 108 comes round, so come here, where are you? 108.3. So when that comes round,
wow, that's fast.
yep.
It's rushing home so it can have a break, isn't it?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is Let's just... Go on, Cupboard Monkey, you talk to the nice people whilst I'm
Well,
here.
I would, but I was helping the doctor to move the TARDIS. Jen?
Yeah, it's doing beepy beepy. It's because I just accidentally shorted the track out with a purple A4.
Jenny.
Yeah, just give me a moment.
What do you like, woman?
So, the pleasing sound of a DCC Concepts alpha power protecting everything from going pop. Right, so we need 62.8. Loco 62.8. And
Let's get this going. Let's get purple, purple, purple. Does that have sound?
no, it doesn't have sound.
We'll have to do it ourselves. Woo woo!
Okay. But, it's going around actually pulling one half of a class 108. Just because it was easier to leave that on the track. So we've now got the purple A4 going round. It is actually a lovely livery. I know when I bought it, Rails of Sheffield still had some left in stock.
Roof Railway says all trains ahead are halted out of Wheel Yard because of a Jenny on the train.
Jenny on the tracks.
On the line, yeah. That would have been so much funnier if I could write.
No, but then you, as the Cupboard Monkey, would need to have a great big stove, like a stovepipe hat, and a handlebar moustache.
Because of a Jenny on the line.
Okay, but no, I was just saying that for that properly, I would have had to have been tied to the tracks, going hey yo, hey yo, and you would have had to have had a big stovepipe hat and a handlebar moustache and gone. Whoa,
I would love a big stovepipe hat and handlebar moustache.
Well, we can make you a handlebar moustache. Oh yeah, camera's working again. Johnny Rotten, hello. Roof Railways, hi to you too.
Andy 1962 says just had an unconfirmed report that Hornby are producing the Lion. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. J94, hi to you. Gwion Reese Davies, good evening. I'm a very happy lad today with the Lion announcement. You and me both, because I was disappointed. I can be brutally honest about this. I was actually quite disappointed when the Hornby 2021 announcements came out. And it's like, where's the Lion?
Where's my Lions?
Where's the Lion, man?
Where's my Lions? Like,
and so now it's announced. Then there is I sense calm in the Force. Yeah, the Force is in balance.
We've got a question here. Roof Railway says, why is the Class 04 not moving on the branch line near the bridge? Because it's been parked there for about 18 weeks, hasn't it?
Also, because it's a Class 3. It just sort of sits there.
That's where it lives.
It does work. If I... Let's see. 3371. 3371. Push, push, push. So it should just go.
Yeah.
There we go. Track's a bit dirty because nothing's been down there for ages. So, it's juddery. You can see why a Stay Alive is really good in stuff like this. So, it hasn't actually run in a long time. You are absolutely right. So, I'm just going to park it there. Right. Let's see what else we've got. Posse92, evening to you. Train King 07 says, do we just talk about British trains? Not always.
No, we've
but
talked about all kinds.
Yeah, we did mention a GP40.
Jen's a big fan of American Outline as well, aren't you?
I do, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of interesting models coming through from Athern as well. And one of the things I will say, obviously, we are based in the UK, so we will have a very UK-centric outlook on the world. But Railroads of Sheffield, which is a division of Rails of Sheffield here in the UK, does stock a full range of US outline, including models from Broadway Limited, Athern, Walthers, Bachmann US, all these different models they stock. So if you are a US outline modeler in the UK, they are your one-stop shop for all things US outline. And of course, a lot of the scenery stuff is transferable. Indeed, Woodland Scenics is a US company based at Lynn Creek in the US, but their products are equally good for modelling all around the globe.
You know, that purple A4 looks blue in this light.
It's a weird one because it's not really, but it is more of a blue than a purple, I would say. There's a purple tinge. It's like purple tinged blue. The weird thing is when you say it's purple, it's like yes, it's purple. But then when somebody says it looks blue to me, you look at it and go, yeah, it does actually.
Just throw your phone away. You didn't need it.
Okie doodly dokie. Right. Cottersmore says to fix the chip, it's normally CV7 to 7 or something like that. Read your CV manual. Yeah, absolutely good news. Although Ham Shackleton points out Hornby Select doesn't control CVs. So did you just cause an issue?
There's a fine line between purple and blue, says James Betts.
Very much, actually.
Do you approve of this fine line?
Egg Rider points out, for the Hornby Select, make sure the firmware is 1.6/2.0, as lower than that does not have all functionality. Going to the dogs, evening Jen and Zoe, evening all, hello to you. But yeah, going back to the Hornby Select, I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of people griping about the Hornby Select. Now, I don't know if they've fixed a lot of those problems, but certainly the earlier versions, there's a lot of issues with them. So there are other controllers on the market. I know it always comes across as galling when you say, I've got problems with this. People go, yeah, buy a new one from a different manufacturer, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll just take some money off the money tree, shall I?
Oh, I had that on Twitter the other day. You know, when we were talking about Creative Cloud having problems, and it stopped us doing a major thing that we needed to do for the show. And then when I was saying that, someone jumped into my mentions on Twitter and said, well, it sounds like you'll have to buy a new computer. Like, no, it sounds like you should shut up.
Yeah, it's like when you say to people, like, I've got this warning light keeps coming on my car, any ideas? Oh, just get yourself a better car. And it's like, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, yeah, that 25 grand I had down the back of the sofa, I'll just go and dig it out. I'm glad you reminded me. And it's probably the least helpful thing that anybody can say to you. But should you ever become on the market for a new DCC controller, or anybody who's thinking about DCC controllers, do look up not just reviews, but it's actually really, really helpful to see what other people have their experiences. You know,
sorry guys, everyone's saying how am I speaking. I didn't mean to explode and sneeze all over.
Did you just sneeze on the microphone?
It's dusty up here. You don't dust enough.
Although messing about with models also points out you could do a CV8 reset. So you set CV8 to 8 and it sets it to factory defaults.
Pete Clark says, bye everyone, can't keep up, and no, I'm not wanted by some. That if anyone's saying that you're not wanted, then tell us. We don't tolerate that.
What's
Everyone is welcome.
Who's what?
Yeah, Pete Clark. Everyone is welcome. If someone's telling you that you're not, we don't want them here.
We're simply telling them in the chat. I
don't know. I haven't seen it.
Big hello to Angel Share Model Railways. Pete Clark says, I missed nearly everyone. Davil says, last night I was watching the live feed from oh gosh, so we're going to have to take a leap on this. Tehachapi Loop. They had too many trains turn at once, and one mighty freight had to back up for a couple of miles. Oh gosh. Will Tucker 20 says 25252. Yeah, I think that is another one of the Hellion class 25s. Am I well behind here? 1942. Yeah. I'm currently in 1942.
Well, jump up to 20.
The war will
21.
The war will be over in 3 days.
No, it won't. 90 in 3 days in 42. I think you've got your history wrong, my dear.
Oh, a big hello to New Junction as well. Great to see you. Hope I find you well. The Growler Blackwood N gauge layout. Good evening to you as well. Roof Railway says there are 54 wagons on your mineral train.
Yes.
It's 54 wagons, but of course there's 2 brake vans as well. Now,
Do they not count?
That actually does invoke the question. Do we count the brake vans as well or separately? Chris Gold 1959 says, if I were to have a rat, it would be in BR green. Never been a fan of BR blue.
Oh, that's not quite the angle I expected it to be.
B. Moser has sent a link over for the Thunderbirds. We'll take a look at that in a moment.
I think it'll be the same link that I showed
it
earlier
might be,
on,
yeah.
but we'll have a look.
Matthias Krigsman says you can always change the alert sound to nothing on Windows settings, but that's a tad bit more complicated process. Yeah, because Windows doesn't like you making it work for you. Windows basically goes, no, you will have it how we tell you to.
Yeah.
I'm still annoyed that Windows has actually what have you done? I fear change. Windows doesn't anymore give you the option to make Windows look like Windows 3.1, which it's basically AKA Windows Classic look. And that's how I like my computer to look. You know, I basically, in the mid-1990s, I got a PC, and it was like, I'll make it look like this. I didn't like Windows bling and all this fascination with the internet that Windows 95 brought along. I liked Windows 3.1. And right up to and including XP, you could tell it to look like Windows 3.1, so you didn't lose the functionality. You knew where everything was. Now it seems it's like, oh no, you're going to have Windows Bling Edition. Right, anyway, I'm just going to climb down off my soapbox. What have you done?
Just a bit. I haven't done anything. At all.
Look. It's like, you can see both my arms moving. Ooh, easily pleased.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, right. Skipsy Trains, great to see you. So loads of people keep spotting the TARDIS faster than I can actually read up to the comments. Going to the dogs, hi to you. Aiden's Railway says hi to you as well. Ray Burble had that. Bish Bash Bash Boosh. Yeah, Purple A4. Purple A4 was sung by Prince, says Ron B. No, I think if you'd have known about it, you would, of course. Scott the Blue Lego 3F, hi to you. Roof Railway suggests Jenny do 1 week Diesel running the next Steam to satisfy everyone's needs. I tend to, I must admit, I am a bit of a, I mean at the moment we're running both. I tend to mix a lot. I'm not one of these people that likes to keep things rigidly in an era. So at the moment we've got an A4 going round that was would have been long since scrapped by the point that Intercity livery turned up. But yeah, I like to mix and match. What are we looking at?
I'm just working out which camera this is because it's not the one that I wanted it to be.
Oh, she's messing about. Right. Let's have a look. New Junction says, Creeping Jane already had it. Never have a haircut mid-shoot. Yes, and it's one of the reasons that at the moment I can't even trim my hair because I'm partway through a film shoot. So even though my hair is really overdue a trim, it should be down to just above my shoulder. That's how I normally like to have it. You can see lockdown has made it grow long, but I'm not allowed to, even if I could get it cut, because I need to do another day's filming for another project, and I would look stupid in the edit if my hair was like long, short, long, short, short, long. So I basically have to stay at. I even have to wear the same top when I'm filming, so that it looks like it was all filmed in one go, and we don't have continuity issues. Big hello to Theo Me. Mark Holt as well says, first rule of Game Hammer Club is we do not talk about Game Hammer Club. Rule 2 of Game Hammer Club, we do not talk about Game Hammer Club. Oh, is that a real rule then for a Game Hammer?
No, I never threatened to hit anyone with a hammer. Sorry, what?
Cottersmore says, let's hope the DCC Concepts chip isn't shorting the track. You'll need to speak to them again today.
We can't possibly mention anything.
No.
It looks like we may have lost the roving cams. I've had to take the new one back out because it was overwriting the old one.
Right.
So,
was it actually getting confused?
Yeah.
We'll sort that out afterwards. I think we need to... what have you
we've
broken?
lost the front rear camera as well.
Yeah.
Obs is not enjoying what we've done.
Obs never enjoys what we're doing.
No.
But, as I say to you every time, let's not fiddle whilst we're on air. Remember, we're not at home to Mr. Cock-Up.
Are we not?
No.
I've better tell the listeners.
So just be really quiet and maybe you'll go away and stop banging on the door. Right, James Petts approves of everything not going pop. So do I as well. But I think I'm trying to think. No, actually, the A4. You'll find out in Wednesday's video. I've done a full review of the Rails Connect DCC decoders and also the capacitor discharge unit. And the purple A4, because we're going right back to what I was talking about before. The cupboard monkey interrupted me and I lost my train of thought. The purple A4, I decided not to film a review of it because I've already reviewed Miles Beaver and I think Golden Plover as well as another one that I've reviewed. So instead it features in the decoder review because that's actually got a Rails Connect decoder in it. So as part of the review you'll see me chipping that. Right. Lots of people are actually appreciating that A4. If you really,
it's nice.
Yeah. If you really,
what's fun?
Can you hear that click, 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 click?
I didn't do it.
No, is that the A4? Let me try and find the A4.
I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. You can't prove anything.
It is the A4, you know. I don't know why it was clicking. I don't just hate it when models start to make weird, random, clicky noises.
I'm saying no.
Yeah, you must have touched it. Looks a bit funny.
I'm saying
right.
no.
Yeah, a lot of people like this. And as I said before, when I bought it, Rails of Sheffield had quite a few of them at a fairly reasonable price. They are still out there if you hunt around. I think Tim at Arcadia Models may also still have some. Trying to think where else. Just check around. Durham Trains of Stanley, Loco Shed at Whitefield, 53A Models. There's a lot of different model shops it's worth checking out. But Rails of Sheffield have it at a really good price. It certainly did. I don't know if they've sold out now. But it is a beautiful livery, and actually you won't regret it. I haven't regretted it yet. Normally I get buyer's remorse not long after buying things, but with that, still waiting for the buyer's remorse to kick in. Right, Garthian says, Tard is back near the shunters in the yard. Have you moved it since then? Is that near the shunters in the yard?
Yeah, Jen, you're about half an hour behind.
Ah, of course. Robert Ward, thank you for reminding me. He says, Jenny, what about Daypol's announcement at the weekend? A B4 in O gauge. I think it is a great announcement. Of course, they've already got a lot of the research, well, all of the research done for that in 00. Of course, as talking with Ben Jones at Hellion, he did confirm that there is something in the way of the shrink ray does sort of exist, but it's not as comprehensive as you might imagine. Also the big O-matic as well. Someone
fired that at my stomach.
Yeah, they did.
I'm not happy.
Yes. But essentially there isn't a lot to be saved. If you've done a model in one particular gauge, really the only thing that speeds up is the research, and I suppose some of the CAD work. But you can't just upscale or downscale CADs. There's a bit more to it than that. But I think, the B4 has sold very, very well in 00. So they know that there's a credible market for it. There's a lot of different liveries. It's a long-lasting model. And they've already shown with some of the other models that they brought out, like the Terrier, the Ginty, the Sentinel, and the 14XX auto tank, that there and the pannier tanks as well. There's a lot of market, and the Class 8 too, a lot of market for smaller shunting locomotives, so it is very much a logical progression. So I think this is a great announcement. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I do have 2 of the models in 00, and you know, they have been really, really good. DCC fitting the 001 can be a bit tricky. As long as you follow careful instructions, it can be done by anybody. You know, if I can do it, anybody can do it. But it is a model that punishes you for a wrong move. So if you go and watch my DCC fitting guide when I reviewed the Guernsey B4 dock tank, you'll see in that I do a full DCC fitting guide. It takes a 6-pin decoder. And if you follow the instructions and pay heed to the warnings that I give in that video, you can easily do it. But if you don't listen to the instructions and let all the wheels fall out when you turn it over, you will spend hours trying to reassemble the valve gear. Ask me how I know.
Nick Grolmo says, any idea why I can't get much in the way of track at present? Has Pico production dried up?
Right, it's we've mentioned this most weeks, but
yes, but some people haven't seen most weeks.
I'm only partway through the conversation, Cupboard Monkey. Come on, you and behave yourself. Otherwise, the finger is gonna get. Oh, no reaction. That's not fair. Pico is still making track. The problem is that because of social distancing, safe working environment, they can't make it as fast as they were. Add to that demand has gone up because a lot of people, they've been spending time, a lot more time doing their hobby. So the demand for track's gone up, production's gone down, it is still being made. And when I was talking to Hattons, they said that it's coming in and going straight out the door. It's not. You can't just go to a lot of the bigger model shops and just go, well, I'll have some of that and have some of that. You have to order it. Now, what I will say is I spoke to Arcadia Models, and this may also be the same for some of the other smaller model shops. Arcadia Models do still have pretty much complete range of Pico track in stock physically. There's a couple of the Electrofrog points that they don't have. I think they're the express points. But everything else they do have, double slips, crossings, points, and the Flexi track. And they've got them in code 75 and code 100. They've also got other scales as well. So if you're wanting N gauge or O gauge, it's worth giving them a call. But the stuff is out there, but you may have to hunt around and go to a smaller, less well-known model shop. And I'm sure, if you give Durham Trains of Stanley a call, then they also may be in a similar situation where they still have stocks of track. But you're going to have to do the legwork. You can't just rock up to the big box shifters because it is selling as fast as it's coming in. So it's never there on the website to just impulse purchase it. Right, Graham Foster, big hello to you. Greetings from Boston, Massachusetts. Greetings. Currently adding the Geoscenics 4mm tarpaulin kits to some 3, 5 and 7 plank wagons. Good to see the 2 lovely ladies from the old country. Oh, thank you ever so much. And it's great to have you in as well. And don't forget, if you haven't already tickled the like button, do give that a tickle, show your appreciation for the stream, and do consider sharing us out there on social media, on the Book of Face, on Twitter, and the Instagram, or whatever they call it, or TikTok. I don't understand TikTok. I'd be brutally honest. I don't understand it.
It's where the kids hang out.
It's where
That's why you're not supposed to understand it. It's made for them.
It's almost like it's behind the bike sheds, and the cool kids are there, and I'm not invited because I'm not cool anymore.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or like the back seat of the school bus. Was it like that when you were at school?
It's always like that.
The
Because
cooler you are, the further towards the back you sit.
to be honest with you, I never agreed with that. The ones that were at the back were trying to hide from the teachers. Why? Because they know that they're doing something wrong. If you're doing something wrong, that's not cool.
Okay, Little Miss Perfect. I remember once, by the time I was in the 5th form at school, I went and sat on the back seat of the coach because I suddenly realised there weren't any older kids who could push me off it. And I'll be honest with you, it was a bit boring and I got travel sick because the motion of the bus at the back was a bit weird. The only thing was, if you wanted like super amounts of leg room, you could sit on the middle seat in front of the aisle and you had leg room of the entire length of the coach. How did we get onto this? Big hello to Train Spotting with Ross. Thomas Whittington as well says, I might be interested if Hornby produced the King in that purple livery. Yeah, I must admit, before I saw Police Chief Wiggum, or whatever it's called, Walter K. Wiggum, I never knew about the experimental purple livery. I since realised they've actually released that model quite a while ago as well in that livery. But somebody did say, I think there was a King and possibly a Castle class that also got that livery. I've never seen models of them, but I'm sure that if enough people send Simon Kohler an email, then they will seriously consider putting out something like the King in that livery. But it is actually a very eye-catching livery. I would be interested to know how many different locos did receive that livery, because obviously I'm well aware of the experimental blue, quite a few locomotives, including a number of A4 Pacifics, Kings, Castle class locos, and also some of the Princess Coronation class as well. Got the experimental blue. It's not exactly a rare livery, but I'm told as well there was an experimental green livery, which is very much like the kind of Doncaster green. Yeah, it's an interesting area. Transition liveries are a very interesting area.
Cameron S says, what's Simon Kohler's email address? I believe it's Simon.Kohler. Do not email me. It's not.
No. I'll be honest with you. It's quite easy to find. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but in all honesty, it is quite easy to find. He does respond to emails. He's very, very good like that, and it's well worth dropping him an email. But I don't have it to hand to just tell you. Skipsy Train says the Rails Connect decoders are excellent. I would wholeheartedly agree with that. I tried one once when others were out of stock, and these seem to be superior to offerings from Bachmann and Hornby. Yeah, and actually, we've done a video for Wednesday. We're going to produce, hopefully, Rails have actually asked, because they've seen the video, they sent me the decoders to review, and what they've actually asked for is there's a little segment in it where I do a head-to-head between an unnamed brand of 6-pin decoder. I won't even tell you what it is. I actually hid any distinguishing marks because I didn't want it to be a bashing of other people's products video. But I used the same loco chassis on the same track with the same settings on the controller. I reset the other decoder to factory defaults with a CD8 to 8 reset. Made sure that the Rails Connect was factory defaults as well by doing the same thing, and just swapped the decoders between the chassis, and the difference was very, very stark, and the difference is down to the brownout protection in the main. Effectively, the Rails Connect decoder is a Zen Black decoder, but with the there's no fly lead for connecting it to a stay alive capacitor, and it doesn't have the ABC shut.
Just the connection a second.
So are we
reconnection successful. Apparently we're back on.
But yes, I do watch that, and actually Rails have, I will tell you this because the cupboard, oh yeah, you can see it there on the stream.
Sorry about that.
Rails have actually asked for that little segment, if we can just cut that out and produce one that they can embed on the website.
Are people telling me to cut it out? Oh.
Yeah, you cut it right out. Otherwise, the green finger of doom will be at work.
Fair enough. Well, hello to Sir Patrick Furlong. And hello to Ollie from Waldwell Road.
Oh, hello, Ollie. How are you doing? It's great to see you. I'm well behind on the comments, so I'll probably...
Yeah, you're about an hour behind.
Oh. Hello to the unfamiliar Terrier 48. Is that Leadenhall? I could be wrong. Do you think the Rapido 16XX is a model you are considering? Yes. The 16XX, the 15XX, both of those are models I'm really looking forward to. I know the model rail one, I think it's the 15XX, has come out. It is on my radar. I'm very, very impressed with some of their previous commissions. The USA tank, which I know was a Bachmann commission, but the J70 was also a Rapido commission. And the J70 is an amazing model. If you don't already have a J70, then do put it on your radar. It is well worth considering. It is a lovely model, really well detailed, and actually quite a good performer as well.
Here's an interesting one. Matavel says, I like the transition liveries where they just painted the words British Railways onto the existing Big Four colours.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I've got...
We don't see many of them, do we?
Let me just try and pull it out without breaking it. What is
it's
it?
caught on a tender of another one.
Yeah, could you...
Treat it tenderly.
Yeah. Oh, don't you just hate it when that happens?
I'm holding this one steady.
What the hell was that? Right, so finally managed to get it out. So, mention. So there we are. That's an L1 class. Actually, have I? Oh, it's yeah. Sorry, it's the light behind me. But that's an L1. It's in Doncaster green, but with British Railways written on it and 67717. So it's got its BR number, British Railways, but it's in effect the LNER livery. So I know what you mean. They are quite interesting. I did have a B1 as well, Rodeer, but so Oh Dear Rodeer was one of the ones I sold on and regretted. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've got any others in those sort of liveries. The closest would be the A4 that's going around, where it's got British Railways spelt out in the tender. I think my B12 is like that as well. I don't know, where's it gone? Oh, it's over there. Right, where are we? Miles behind on the comments. Will Tucker says, is Tim at Arcadia doing click and collect? I believe he is, but if not by the internet, if you ring him up, essentially you could... I don't see why... do check with him. Don't say, well, Jenny says you're doing click and collect.
But he says you might be, and we're phoning to check.
Yes, yeah. If you say that, that'll be fine. But I don't see why not. As long as he knows when you're coming, you can like knock on the door and he'll wave at you, and then
then you can run away.
Yeah. Hurry, come back.
You're supposed to stop.
Yeah. Gordon Hanning suggests that Simon Kohler's email is simon.kohler@hornby.com. I don't know. You'd have to check that. Craig Douglas says 9A3's got the purple livery. Hornby have produced 2, St. Fruskin and Tranquil. That's interesting. Thanks for letting me know, actually. I must look out for them.
Redverse B says Arcadia are doing click and collect. I did it last week.
Excellent, brilliant. So, and if you do buy anything from Tim at Arcadia Models, do tell him I sent you. Not because I get anything from that, but it just
it makes you smile.
It makes my ego grow big. And ditto, if you've gone to Hereford Model Centre off the back of the new old stock video that I did, and I know a lot of people did, they did get quite inundated. If you get a chance, do say, "Oh, I came because Jenny recommended." I don't make any money out of it. I don't get any free stuff out of it. But it does help my ego. Oh gosh!
Thank you so much, Ian White. That's very generous.
Thank you so much, Ian White. Very generously donated £10 on the super chat. That is incredibly generous of you, and we will be putting all of the money for the PayPal.me and the super chat into the Jenny Needs a New Locomotive Fund, which is what we always do. I mean, we spent a huge amount on the Hornby 4 and 6 wheelers, which you will have seen last week. We did a pre-grouping themed running session, but there's a lot of new locomotives coming out at the moment. We've got the Heldian Class 25 that I do want to do a review on. Really would love to get, I think it's either the 15XX or the 16XX that Model Rail has done. Rapido trains have announced the other of that pair in their main range as forthcoming, and I always get them mixed up. But really looking forward to the one that hasn't come yet, and as well, quite interested actually in the one that Model Rail are doing. What else is on my radar at the moment? There is so much stuff. Lots of stuff. It's been the last 2 years I've never known so many great new models coming through from so many different manufacturers. We just had the H2.
Jenny has basically a C-train policy, don't you?
Yeah,
you see trains and buy it.
Yeah, something like that. Evan Terry says, got to go to bed now, is back at school tomorrow. Bye, had a great time. We'll see you next week. Look, it's been great having you in, I have to say. But look, you take care of yourself, and remember, anybody who's like sort of hiding under the duvet from mum and dad, just you can always watch on Catch Up. James Pett says, given the size of your locomotive collection, I am guessing that the Jenny Needs a New Locomotive Fund is likely to be frequently called upon. Yes.
Just a lot.
Yes, it is. It normally hovers at a balance of 0 because it does get spent quite quickly. Ben Tullett says, I just ordered the Packet B2 in the really nice NCB livery they brought out in the first Packet B2 batch from Hereford Model Centre. And there are some really, really lovely liveries on that B2. I know that they've announced there's the blue livery as like the Earl, but there's also a green NCB livery as well. Big hello to Zach Farmworth. It says, hi, Auntie Jenny and Zoe. It's my nephew, Zach. So, hi, how are you doing? And obviously, take care, but it's great to have you in the stream as well. Model Railway Noob says, I am like that with locos at the moment. I browsed at the weekend and 3 are arriving tomorrow from Kerno. Yeah, I mean, I did that. I got the... I got a Class 15 from Hereford Model Centre because I couldn't believe how amazingly well priced it was. I got the Purple A4 from Rails. I got the H2 Atlantic, the new Bachmann one. Had to have that. Love that livery. I've also just bought a Class 16 from Hellion. On my radar is the Class 25 from Hellion. The Class, I think it's the 16XX from Model Rail stroke Rapido. I'm also looking forward to the improved Precedence and the D-Class from Rails of Sheffield. And Kerosene Castle is shoehorning. It's got sharp elbows and it's shoehorning its way into my radar as well. Ray Bubbles says, I have 70 locos in my collection. People do occasionally ask me, they say, how many locos have you got? And
far too many.
That's always a safe response. It tends to keep you sweet with the domestic authorities. But I'm now at a point where I know that my DCC spreadsheet file, where I keep track of which locomotive's got what type of decoder and what decoder address it's on, has passed 240. So that's how many have actually got DCC decoders fitted. JJ Williams, 1984, hi to you. Sorry, the social media Instagrammer over there is just getting a candid picture.
Social media.
Martin Searsmar says hi to you. David Scott says the last time was that Rapido were trying to... right. I'm sure Rapido have obviously done a lot of special commissions. They did the Dynamometer car for Rails. They've done the J70 and the, I'm going to say 16XX for Model Rail. They've also done the APT for the National Railway Museum. They did the Stirling Single. So they are actually quite well established in the UK. Of course, a lot of track record making models for the Canadian and the US market as well. So they're not a new company. They have a lot of track record. I know that the Guy Arab buses that they did as well, I think the distribution of that was handled by Rails of Sheffield, I believe. Mickey's Memories asks, would you buy a Bachmann Class 90? Again, yes, the Class 90 and the Intercity livery is one that I'd love to get, but it's, you can imagine when there's so many locomotives and rolling stock as well, let's not forget the rolling stock. it is very, very difficult to actually find the budget for all of them. It really is tough. And I've just bought a whole load of, in fact, because of the success of the Hereford Model Centre new old stock video that I did. I did that because I thought they were just immensely good bargains that people needed to know about. I didn't make anything out of that. In fact, Hereford Model Centre, the first they knew that I was doing that was when I asked permission to use some of the photos from their website. I've just done a mystery shopper on another model centre. And I've bought a whole load of wagons from there, and I'm going to be looking to do another new old stock bargains, get them whilst you can type video for a different retailer. Again, they do not know I'm doing this. This is simply a case of I spotted that they've got a lot of new old stock. It's at really great prices.
And you went, ooh! And
it was a great...
Immediately after that, I heard the sound of a cash register.
Ka-ching! But yeah, I'll show you. It's okay. It's I don't even know if anybody from there watches, but TMC. So you can go and check out their website, have a good dig around, and there are some incredible bargains on there. I've bought a load, and I'm going to be looking to do a video. So do look out for that. Probably be about in like 3-4 weeks' time. But there are some incredible good deals out there, it has to be said. Right, AD Pullen says, after Hornby announcing Lion, what take it place on your wish list? I think it's what takes its place on my wish list. I think either a Planet or a Patentee. Midland Spinner, there's another one. The other one as well, the most numerous steam locomotive ever built in the UK, the DX Goods. Now, unfortunately, no example of a DX Goods survive.
That's a shame.
Well, they were sort of like mid-19th century.
Yeah, but if there's so many of them, you'd have thought they'd have found one.
They were all kind of... I think some lasted through just into LMS period. But by and large, they were all scrapped by the LMS before people kind of valued things as historic artifacts. Now, there were a couple that were converted into saddle tank locomotives, the DX tanks that started out as a DX Goods. They survived, actually. At least one survived long enough to get to British Rail ownership, but again got scrapped. But I think that a DX Goods would be a really great and versatile Era 1 all the way through to Era 3 type model. And it's certainly one, actually, it would be interesting to see somebody do a new build of a DX Goods, given that they were the most numerous single design steam locomotive ever built in the UK for the UK network.
Congratulations on surviving your dentistry there, George Botterini.
George is back. So
don't make the noise, you'll give him flashbacks.
It's great to have you back, and thank you again for your incredibly generous donation on Super Chat at the start.
Here's the thing. You know, in Railroad Tycoon, the most common one locomotive that you buy is a consolidation. Was there a British equivalent of it?
Well, consolidation is a 280.
Right.
So, yeah, there's multiple ones. I mean, up there we've got the Bachmann 04. We've also got a Hornby 01. We've actually got, I think it's technically it would be the Eleanor 07. But it's the War Department 280. A Stanier 8F as well would fit the bill. The Hellion 02.
Yes.
Yes. Short answer, yes.
1956 says, Zoe, I'm surprised you have not set up a sound effects program for the show. I can see you playing the intro to Money from Pink Floyd every time Jenny mentions a new purchase. I would, but I don't want to get copyright struck.
I know.
So I just have to make my own noises like ka-ching and...
Oh. Johnny Rotten says Jen and Zoe would be the coolest aunts. We are. We are the bad influence aunties. We've made it our mission through life to be the aunts that the kids love and the parents like, oh God, no. What are they?
They're the type of people that when we babysit, they wonder whether the kids are going to be able to keep us under control.
Yeah. Yeah, we because the thing is, we don't have children of our own, so we never really quite grew up. And you'll find this with anybody who doesn't have children, who manages to get all the way through to middle age and beyond with no children, is that we retain a lot of that free spiritness. We've basically not had all that yeah, let's just party. Hasn't been ground out of us by sleepless nights, rocking a baby that has just laid a punami in their pants. And
Oh, Jenny.
All the parents are going, oh yeah.
Patrick Fallon says, Zoe, you should start singing those lyrics you type out, but I do. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Yay!
Come on, give it back. Right, anyway, yeah, James Petts says, oh, a class 16. I have one on order for a club layout. I shall look forward to your DCC fitting guide. Yes, the class 15 was a little bit of a mare to DCC fit, but I can report, because I have filmed the video, even though it's not gone out yet, that DCC fitting the class 16 was a doddle. It's actually a very easy model to DCC fit. So if you've done the class 15, the class 16, even though they've got that road switcher layout and look outwardly to the untrained eye very similar, it is a joy to DCC fit. Very, very easy to get into that model, so you won't be disappointed. Anybody who's thinking like Heldian class 16, I haven't seen them for sale for a while. Rails of Sheffield have dispatched Indiana Jones through their warehouse, and he's unearthing all sorts of things. So they've got warehouse finds of Hellion class 7s, Hellion Tangos, the O2 class, but also the Hellion class 16s as well. I think there's some O-gauge stuff. They found the Rapido Dynamometer cars as well. So I've just got visions, if you remember, at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where they're wheeling the Ark into that massive warehouse. I think the Rails of Sheffield warehouse is not unlike that. Well, actually, we know it feels like that at times, because we actually got to go around it.
It's big, yeah.
Oh, very big. Hi to JJ Williams, 1984. Great to see you. Right. Wamgok asks, how many locos have you got, 00 or M? Like I said, it's about 240 on the DCC list. On top of that, there's probably another 10 which are and probably always will remain analog. And then there's my childhood Hornby 00 collection, most of which is at my parents' house, and there's probably about another 50 locomotives there. But that's shared between me and my dad. Dave Pippin, FB TV Entertainment, is the Hornby L1, is it a good one? Planning to buy one. The initial batch have their faults, namely the front pickup truck. I believe some also had some motor cradle issues. If you get the more recent batches, I believe that those issues have been fixed. Now the LNER Apple Green version there with the British Railways on it, that's from the very first batch, so it does have issues. You may have noticed that I don't think I've ever shown it running on the Monday Club. It is a very finicky runner. White Wall Wheels, one hardcore MOH. A big hello to you. Cameron S has got to go. I want to try and email Simon Kohler about doing a rerun of their Pullman observation car, which was discontinued years ago. But one thing to note, if you hunt, they are still out there. One of the things that people found when I did the Hereford Model Centre new old stock bargain video was that they still had some of the Pullman observation cars at the original price, new old stock on their website, so they can be found. I would suggest ringing around some of the less well-known model shops. So, check out places like Arcadia Models, although I suspect he's probably long since sold out, because I haven't seen them there in a very long time. But also Durham Trains of Stanley, 53A Models, Lord and Butler in Cardiff as well. It's worth giving a lot of these other ones a call just to see. They may still have one in stock. It is worth checking because, as Hereford Model Centre proved, they did still have a couple in stock. Hythe Kent says, who, apart from Jenny, has on order the blue Macintosh 812, the Bachmann London and North Western Railway Improved Preston Class Novelty, or LMS Crimson Lake? You did say apart from me. Tony Northeastern, a big hello to you. Fly My Chairman 1 as well. Thank you for being on message, sharing the Facebook Monday Club page. It's a really great place to hang out, find all of the up-to-date news as it gets posted. I do try and keep it up to date. A lot of stuff gets posted there. Do share your layout progress as well. Any new purchases you got. It's great to hear from everybody there. Talk and converse. It's Monday Club all week round on the Facebook Monday Club page. So do consider joining if you've not already done so. Right. Mark Wilson says, I bought a new old stock Hellion High-Mech from Hereford, £95. Other than the slightly worn box, it's fantastic. Yeah, there's so much stuff there. I couldn't mention everything on there in the one video. Melchester Model Railway says, Jenny tempted me to buy one of the schools she was banging on about last week. Excellent. Andy 1962 says, oh, Jenny, TMC are great. I'm waiting for somebody to go, oh no, my bargains. Kevin ZZ says, Jenny gets the pick of the new old stock first before we get there. Well, no, I just find these places. If you find them before me, then you get the pick. But the Hereford Model Centre one, I've been aware of Hereford Model Centre's bargains for quite some time. I have bought from them in the past because it's a really great price to buy some of this stuff. I used to get a lot from Bolton Model Centre, sadly closed down, for the same reason, because they had these things in that had languished for a good few years and remained at the old price. But I noticed that TMC had a lot of great prices. You're talking about things like a special commission, not a regular main range one, but one that they commissioned from Bachmann. There's an ale van, which is the white insulated, ventilated van, £12.55. Now, if you just get the bog standard version of that wagon that's in the current Bachmann range, they are well north of 20 quid. I think they're about best part of 25 quid. They could even be pushing 30 quid now. It is getting quite expensive. But they've got a special commission one, and I think it's weathered as well, and it's £12.55. And that will be featuring in the new old stock video because I have indeed bought one. But the stock levels on the website, they still said that they had more than 10 after I bought the one that I bought. So, go and check them out. And if you do get an opportunity, just say, Jenny Kirk mentioned you had some great bargains, so I'm here to buy them. Because it massages my ego, and also means when I go to them and say, would it be alright to use some of the pictures on your website? They'll be like, yes, by all means. Right, Model Railway Noob has got one of the Macintosh 812 on order in black to turn into a Belgian Class 30 ROD. Oh, interesting. Ham Shackleton says, I'd like to see a manufacturer try to make a working novelty. Well, the fact that Hornby have done a working rocket, I think, it's nothing is unreasonable. I think... What's wrong?
We had a novelty. A working novelty.
Oh, the water tower.
Yeah, and how many people attacked them over it?
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of manufacturers will shy away from it and go for something that's going to sell in bucket loads instead.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Roof Railways asks, when are the videos tonight, Jenny? Very, very shortly. I think
we have 5 so far, so I was going to wait till about now, in fact.
James Pett says the DX goods, interesting point. Yeah, and I think the fact that we're getting Lion, we've got Rocket, so we've got the very beginning, and then we've also got stuff like the Terrier that turns up, sort of like 1860s onwards. I think the DX goods is an obvious, long-lasting, high numbers locomotive. London and North Western Railway, they did build a batch for the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway, resulted in a court case as well, with the independent locomotive builders going, "Oi, wait a minute, you can't do that, that's our business." And a number of them did last long enough to become, pass into LMS stock, and might be able to, if they did the saddle tank version as well, they lasted, well, some of them lasted long enough to gain British Railways livery. So I think it is an obvious one. Debbie O'Reilly, hello to you. Says, hello Jenny from Debbie O'Reilly and Scalemore via Shifnal. It's great to have you in as well. The Unfamiliar Terrier 48 says, you wondered, yes, that is Leadenhall. My model of number 48 is my logo. Brilliant. Funnily enough, I think Leadenhall is one of the few terriers that never passed on into other another railway company. It was one of the ones that was withdrawn and scrapped by the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway. I could be wrong on that, but I seem to recall Leadenhall. Merton as well, which is another one that we had a model of, the Special Commission for the 2020 range. I believe that was scrapped, still under LBSCR ownership. Manthony 1956 says, Zoe, I am surprised that you have not set up. Oh, so right. I'm going to try and, oh my word, I am well behind. So again, we always say, if I've missed out, I'm not ignoring you. It's just simply sometimes I have to try and get up to date. So I just skip through. Don't forget to tickle the like button, share us out on social media, and if you haven't already done so, do consider subscribing to the channel on social media. Also, don't forget as well that we have a link in the description box down below to the Monday Club sponsor, Scale Model Scenery, that takes you through to their website to browse a full range of extra detail, embellishments and structures designed to make your model railway the best it can possibly be. And as well, we did highlight at the beginning of this video the all-new range of modular platforms available in a variety of different cladding, such as stone and brick, and what? Oh, word. Bob Griffin has very, very kindly donated $5 Canadian. Thank you ever so much. That is incredibly generous of you. It really does help us to keep making the videos that you want to see here on the Monday Club. So thank you ever so much.
What were you saying about the sponsor?
So yes, do please go and check them out. If you follow the link in the description box, and just browse the website, and the modular platforms is the whole new range that they brought out, which is a great way of building up stations big and small and being able to very, very easily make them fit the model that you want to build with the minimum of effort and the maximum of effect.
Okay, so Jenny, we have some stuff.
Yes, we do.
We have some videos. I'm sorry. Adrian Warwick says, have I missed something regarding the Hornby Lion announcement? April Fool?
I must admit,
not an April Fool. It's
when
too
I
early.
saw it, I did check the date. I must admit, I was like, it's not April. No, it's not. It is a genuine announcement. And as I said towards the beginning of the stream, I think what's happened is that because everybody was going, oh, well, they're going to announce a Lion. I bet they'll announce a Lion. And then they didn't in the 2021 range. I think they suddenly realised, somebody's going, you know that with all the people clamouring about this, and you're going, hee, they're going to love this when we release it. There was a big risk that another manufacturer was going to start work on one, thinking, well, there must be a demand for it. Everybody's talking about it. So I think that Hornby had possibly taken the decision, we probably need to announce it, otherwise it's going to cause bad blood if another manufacturer announces it, puts a lot of work in on it, and then actually, ta-da, there it is. Yeah. So I suspect, and it could be wrong, but I think that's maybe why they've made the announcement.
Like, look, guys, we will do it. I think a good April Fool's, you could tell it's an April Fool. Like new release under track railways, that kind of thing. Here's a new flat one. It goes underneath your track, that kind of thing.
Anita6687, big hello to you, says, hi Jennifer, can you recommend a small 4-wheel locomotive as I'm new to the hobby? Thanks. Actually, the Hornby W4 Packet is actually a surprisingly good runner. It's a very, very heavy 4-wheel locomotive. In fact, I shall just grab one of them now, just to show you one of these. Available in a whole host of different liveries. So I've got one of my Huntley and Palmer's locomotives here. These are a very, very reliable runner, both on DC and DCC. And they can be bought for pretty good prices at the moment. I know Rails of Sheffield certainly did have some. I think it was about £70–80. Hattons do as well. If you hunt around, they are on offer. In terms of other 4-wheel locomotives, the Dapol B4 dock tank. I'll just grab one of those as well. If I can, where have I put them? B4 dock tank. There you go. So I'm just going to grab, this is Guernsey. That again is from Dapol. Rails of Sheffield have them on offer at the moment for £79.99, I think it is. Another great reliable 040 steam locomotive. And there's one more that I'll show you as well, and this is a Hattons exclusive. So I'll just grab one of them. They've got a whole host of different liveries, and that's the Andrew Barclay 040. Again, a whole range of them on offer. They've got them on a sale price at the moment. I think it's about £84, which for the locomotive that you get is a really great price. So my top 3 picks for an 040 locomotive would be those. Now, if you're wanting, the caveat to that I will say is, if you're wanting a model for, say, a younger child, it may be worth starting off with one of the Hornby Railroad 040 locomotives. A nice, cheap, cheerful, rugged and reliable model. Not necessarily very well detailed, but for a younger child it is a very good starting point. But if you're wanting a more detailed locomotive, those 3 that I just highlighted would be my top recommendations.
So, shall we move to the videos?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, well, our first one is from Ray Bobel. Or is it Bobel? Yes, Ray Bobel with the Boville and Newton special video for Monday Club.
Right, so do you want me to... Do you want to make it full screen? Hit
Here we go.
So, this is...
He says, this is a link to my layout video tour. I've made a special one for your channel.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice.
That's actually quite an extensive layout. And certainly we've got it's a US outline one. Ooh. So we've got like the main yard area there.
That's very complicated. Wow.
So it's still in the early stages of being built, but this is actually going to be a really interesting model. Great use of the, I'm guessing, Woodland Scenics subterrane as well for a lot of the, building up the landscape. Quite a complicated junction there. Curved points, always a daring move. They can be made to work very, very reliably, but do need to take a bit of care in terms of laying them, which I'm sure you've got right there. There's some really nice locomotives and rolling stock I keep seeing some glimpses of. So we've got, this was made after the rest of the video. So again, another pretty large yard, a good selection of box cars.
How much is going on.
What I see is interesting as well. You see there that there's like a polystyrene wall going on between the two. So effectively, it's like a scenic break without anything ever needing to go off stage. I do like your control board there as well. And then we've got some rock faces going in there.
Which look really good.
Oh,
you do like your
I
girder
love bridges. And that is actually a really nice girder bridge. So I'm very impressed with the girder bridge, I have to say. And you can see here some of the rock cutting taking shape. Hot wire cutting of the polystyrene always does work really well.
Yes.
And there's quite a complex track plan here as well, with the branch going off in that direction. And then good use of low relief buildings.
It's going to be really nice. And again, as we've said many times before, have a look at the channel because I put the link in the chat. This is your chance to get into the ground floor and see it develop.
Yeah, so there's going to be freight yard there with we've got like a loading dock. There's one there for unloading. I think like coal hoppers. It's sort of goes up on a ramp with a discharge thing. But definitely, there's a lot of scenery here in terms of like the actual vertical scenery. A lot. It's going to be really good when it's done, and you can see there the scenery starts to take shape. And once you start finishing things like the cutting sides, the rock faces, the river scene with the bridge, it really will come together quite quickly.
Apparently, according to Rapido, it's CVMW Truss Bridge.
I'll have to check them out.
I like the different look of the trains as well.
And the is that the Pennsylvania Railroad? The very strange, almost see we'd say continental looking locomotive. It reminds me of the crocodile locomotives that you see in Switzerland, but it's or is it New York Central? I'd say it's probably what is that like 1930s, 1940s era. And we've got the because there's two of them. They're a very, very nice kind. We've got the observation. They've got like almost like a bubble on top, because obviously there's a much more generous loading gauge pretty much everywhere other than the UK. So you get a great view from up there. The Rocky Mountaineer in Canada is very much like that. That bridge, I'm really impressed by that bridge actually. That is pressing all the buttons for me. I mean, that's going to be a lovely scene once you get the river in. Just to sit and watch trains go by.
Yeah, I think so.
Pensy GG1. J. Paul Anderson as well says there, Pensy. Darren R says, just a quick one. Anybody in Manchester, my track layout all complete, but nothing runs, keeps tripping out. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Anyone please help. That sounds to me like you could have a short caused by, if you're using, say, if an Electra frog point hasn't had the frog end insulated from the adjoining rails, that can happen. If you've got an S loop and haven't made provision, or a Y junction, not Y, like a turning triangle, you have to do a bit of jiggery pokery to be able to get that to run. What I would suggest is try and divide the layout into sections and test each section in turn, and narrow down where the short is occurring, and just basic fault finding. Try and work out what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a hell of a layout that he's building here.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be really great. Once all the scenery's in there, it's going to become something really special.
Yes, and I love all the different colours on the rolling stock.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can see Burlington Northern, is that Maryland, Pennsylvania, Sioux Line, is that? B&O, because obviously there's a lot of different railroad companies. So
there you are. That was
big,
great.
Big thank you for that. Thank you ever so much.
Very, very much enjoyed that. Thanks for sharing.
I don't know if we. I don't know if the cameras have stopped working. Oh no, it is working. Right, so I'll leave it on that.
Yeah, just leave it on.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I don't know why it's having issues tonight.
A lot of people loving the bridge.
And like I say, jump in on the channel because it's your chance to see it develop.
Right, Darren R says, I tried all sorts. I'm using Kato track. I'm not familiar with Kato track, but if it's anything like the method that Hornby 003 rail used to transmit the power, it was possible to create a dead short on Hornby 00. If the metal tabs rode over the insulation, they could create a dead short. But I'm not familiar with Kato track. Right. We're just waiting for you to set up the next one. So this is Rule 1 Model Railways we've got up next.
Yes, and we've got a bit of a description with this one. So Whenever you're ready, we'll start.
Okay, so I'm going to press the buttons if you want to start it.
Okay. This is rule 1, and he says, in this video I've done a time-lapse to show how automation can run a layout and demonstrate how well it can be done in view of human operators. To run my layout as iTrain does would require 5 operators minimum, 1 for each of the 4 main circuits and 1 for the branch line, but I can do all this on my own and sit back and watch my own mini exhibition.
Oh right, so basically it plots the routes, changes the points, and just controls it.
Whoa! Yeah, you can see that it's time lapse.
Yeah, look, that train's waiting for a... Yeah, oh, I do like that.
Yeah, apparently the routes are set up individually for each train, but they interact with each other to provide some true random behaviours, such as one which will yield to the other at the junctions, which adds interest. This is the kind of thing I want to see on a layout. And if I was to build the underground one the way I got it in my head, it would be automated like this, because that's what I'm interested in. I like dioramas rather than faffing about.
See, there you see it slows and it's waiting for the right of way. So another train will come up and go through, there it goes, through the junction. And then that something like a 153, there it goes.
Yeah.
I like this. And this is one of the great things you can do with DCC and computer control. Because you can see there's... I love the way that they're just doing their own thing, but not getting in each other's way. And this is really, really good. And I presume that means that you can load the layout up with actually quite a lot of trains, because
and they go on different tracks. I've just seen that little one go on a different track.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is exactly what I would use.
So this is a great system. Oh right, this is the station. Again, lovely station. Is that looks like it's a modular station build, which is it shows how versatile some of these modular station designs are, to just like build it as big or as small as you want. And so they're even stopping at the station. Oh, it's supposed to stop. This is actually really, and I can see how just sitting back and watching the trains run would be amazing, because you don't have to put the input in.
Yeah, it's like he says, it's like his own exhibition.
Yeah. I'm just looking, there's a bay platform at the top end there. I'm just wondering if the train is going to run into the bay and then reverse back out in a bit. Yes, there! Oh, it's like it heard me. Yeah, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 through platforms plus a bay platform.
Peter Leyland says it's great to see technology at work. But I don't think it can replace hands-on operating, but that's my opinion. Everyone has a different approach. I suppose it's whatever you want. Hands-on means you could have it unique every time.
Yeah.
But automation means that you know it's going to work.
But the thing about this is that you don't have to run it with the automation.
That's
you can
true,
have a day off where you just do something different. Oh, that train stopped short. The people in the back carriage there would have been like, oh, wait a minute.
James Pett says exactly what I was saying. The sitting back and watching trains run is what I'm aiming for with my layout. A personal exhibition. That's exactly.
Ooh, that was... You see that? The 153 came in, used the crossover, stopped, but then reversed direction. This is... I'm loving this system. This is
so
magic.
Good.
This is magic.
Yeah.
I'm really liking this.
I can see you going for this at some point. So something similar. Maybe not on this layout, but on an exhibition one.
See, the thing is, right, Weir Yard would actually lend itself to something like this, but I think I would have had to have built it from the ground up to take it, because I suspect you need a lot of detectors so that the system knows where the trains are.
Could be, yeah.
And the points would have to all be controlled through the DCC system, which mine... It isn't like that. It would need a huge rewiring to be able to actually set it up to do that. But I'm really liking that. Thank you ever so much for sharing that with us.
That was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that one.
Yeah. So
have you jumped back?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. So really impressed by that. Thank you ever so
very
much
for your one. That was good. Okay, we have 3
James
left.
Petz asks, is this going to persuade you to automate your layout? Well, I'm already using the DCC Concepts ABC modules. I've got 3 of them set up on the layout, and I was actually, when we were setting up, we were a bit pushed for time. I need to double check which locomotives have got the decoders in that will work with it. I can't remember which locomotives have them in. But there's 3 separate shuttle bits. So I do have some automation on Weir Yard, but it's the kind of automation that you can add into an existing layout. It's not as complicated as that. But certainly, if you want to dabble with automation, I would wholeheartedly recommend the DCC Concepts shuttle, which is compatible with their Zen Black decoders. And it's well worth having a play about with that, because it really does add extra dimensions to an existing DCC fitted model railway.
Okay, next up we have a one that I think Jen will like. This is Larry Rogers with steam passenger service on the LARR.
Okay, if you want to set
here we
that
go.
running.
And he sent a little message saying, the layout is complete. Here is a link to a short video with some steam engines running. I'm sure you will recognise the Hall class loco that's running around.
Oh, would it be Ollerton Hall? I'm just guessing.
This is... I don't recognise those coaches.
Oh no, it's American stuff.
Right, that's why.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's Lionel with the 3-rail system. So I'm very familiar with 3-rail because I grew up with Hornby Double O in Double O, which is an old it dates back to the 1930s, but was sold through and into the 1960s. Had like a tin plate. Oh, look, it's got full smoke as well.
Oh, nice.
There's a lot of play value with this one. Oh, I'm starting to feel a bit queasy. I have to.
Don't worry, it's 9 o'clock now, so.
I've drank too much coffee earlier on. Oh, there we are. There's Ollerton Hall. So this might actually be gauge 1. It could be gauge 1. I drank far too much coffee earlier on, and I basically got a caffeine overload.
Look at all those
And it's making me feel a little bit... Best way I can describe it is I feel slightly travel sick.
Yeah, I'm going to take you off in a minute and go and basically drain all the caffeine out of you.
Yeah, to be honest,
Okay,
early night
funnel.
tonight. Just need an early night tonight. But yeah, so that's the Harry Potter Hogwarts Express, I believe. That one there is something different, but really, really pretty. Some of these
really is.
the US outline from the, like, sort of 20s, 30s, 40s with the streamlined Hudsons, things like that.
Yeah. It's. Ooh.
But that's the Hogwarts Express.
I always love a low shot like that with a.
You
with a
do,
camera.
yes. Something you always try and do when we film stuff.
It is. I haven't actually filmed a trains running video here for ages because you learned how to use a camera, which I have to tell you guys took a long time to teach her. Jen, it's not the easiest to teach.
Right, so it's the Southern Pacific Daylight Coaches, and the loco is an MTH Southern Pacific GS-4 Daylight, says Larry Rogers.
Right.
Well,
that was
Davil
brilliant.
says,
Thank
good
you.
night all, back next week if I'm allowed. You're always
Everyone's
allowed.
allowed.
It's the thing that we've been big on from the start. The Monday Club welcomes everybody.
This is your railway club.
Definitely. This is the club that anybody can be a member of. We just all we ask is just play nice in the comments and respect everybody else. And it's we just want it to be a nice, friendly, welcoming environment.
Yes.
Right, so we've got Jenny's Caboose Train.
Yes, this next one from Chris's
Train.
I always like this layout. It's always fun.
Yeah. And of course, the age-old question is the plural of caboose, or cabooses? I always say that. People are like, no, it's cabooses.
Okay, here we go.
So
I just love this one.
I love the smoke
live stream as well, yes.
So that's the road switcher layout there.
There was a Disney one.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Oh, I always love this.
Lots of cabooses. I like the American cabooses with the. A lot of them have the cupola on top. Really, really. I mean, if you've ever seen inside a caboose, they are luxury compared with what we had in the UK with brake vans. Because some of them, it's like a Winnebago on
You're
wheels.
going to be in them a long time. The American stuff goes a long way.
Well, they'd have crews who would, because the trains would be on the move for days on end.
Yeah.
They actually have sleeping berths and all sorts, and the crews pull shifts in there.
Caboose galore, says Ruben.
Yes, caboose, caboose, as far as the eye can see.
It really is nice. I do love the colours and the textures.
It's a fun layout.
It really is, and I like it.
We saw the underground section last
We did,
week,
yes.
But,
which was a shock when I saw exactly which layout it was.
But there's a lot going on this, and I love the sort of tiered effect. It reminds me of the kind of layouts you used to get in the big department shops in the 80s.
Yes.
Where it'd be bright and colourful and have so much going on, like
and
Hamleys
fun.
in London.
Eye-catching and fun.
Yeah, I remember Hamleys in London.
I couldn't say that from my point of view. It would be like Phoenix Windows.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Or used to be Kendall's down in Manchester. This kind, and they'd always have something that would go woo. Yeah, there'd be sounds and stuff going on. But look, thank you ever so much for sharing.
It's always
that
a
with
pleasure.
us.
This one.
Yeah, I mean that's
thank you so much.
Good quality, fun layout. So, do we have many more?
We have one more, Ben.
Okay, so we've got one more, and I'm actually feeling very, very queasy. So,
you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
It's all the talking as well.
I know.
So I'm going to be having an early night tonight, but I'm supposed to be doing an interview tomorrow. I must send a message to them just to say we are still on for the interview. But I'll be in.
Is it in the morning?
It's about 11 o'clock in the
You'll
morning.
be fine then.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, another regular for the channel.
So who
it's
have
Tim.
we got? Tim Condra. Oh, brilliant. So
Tim's model railway and different videos.
I'm sure he's renamed it since
he has.
Right, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Layout tour and a bit I want to change in the future, he says.
There's a Hornby 00 footbridge there. You can't beat a good Hornby 00 footbridge.
Tim says, just to let you know, there might be some buffering because he showed this as a live stream. Right. So we might get a little bit of buffering, but we'll see what we do with it.
And that pink is a Thomas the Tank Engine train, and it's based on the USA dock tank, but it's
I love the little fairground bit with the tents. Always love that bit. That's Magic Roundabout.
Yes. That hurricane, I think it's a hurricane, does look awfully big there.
Yes, it's a hurricane. Well, clearly it's a large-scale
there's
climb
the
on and play model.
Oh, I'm starting to feel queasy, really queasy.
Well, we're going to...
So after this video, we're going to
Yeah, we did have one more that came in late from Iron Horse, but unfortunately, Iron Horse, we're going to have to keep it till next week because Jen is not feeling great.
Yeah.
Really sorry.
I felt queasy earlier on today.
I'm going to jump this on a little bit. Sorry, Tim, because I want to show off a little bit
because
more.
we're not showing the sound. Or playing the sound. Definitely love a turntable.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of locomotives.
There's a
around
lot going on this. TARDIS. TWR.
Oh wow.
And looks hand built. That's rather cool.
That's a duck. Hey, my ducks. I like the church.
Very, very big.
It's more
church.
of a cathedral.
Yeah.
Or a minster. Does anybody know what the difference between a cathedral and a minster is?
I believe a minster's like a mega cathedral or something like that.
Oh, so that's like the next one up.
I think so, yeah.
But then wouldn't Westminster Cathedral not be like a minster or something?
Westminster. Isn't that... You've got a point there.
Yeah.
What is this, Jen?
Oh, Nigel Cole says
Jen?
it's a Spitfire. What's what?
What's that?
I don't know.
It's nice, whatever it is. It looks
It's like
it's
a little mini toy railway. It's
in the middle of his railway. That is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it's like a micro machine type thing.
Could be, yeah.
That would be cool. Did micro machines make railways? I've got to look that up.
I don't remember seeing anything. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really starting to get queasy. Oh, sorry, people.
Micro machines trains.
Oh,
Yes, they did.
Apparently they did.
Powertrain City.
Oh, is that what it is?
I'm not sure because I can't see. It's only on a YouTube video thumbnail.
Oh, we've got some of the locomotive collection here. Oh, and you got some points. Track work. That's like gold dust these days. And a viaduct. Right, look, I'm going to have to...
How much track do you have to swap for a train?
I'm going to have to call it a night because I'm starting to feel really quite queasy.
Okay,
it's catching up with me. So look, I'm going to say thank you ever so much, everybody, for tuning in and watching. Don't forget to tickle the like button and share the stream as well. Let other people know about it. And of course, you can catch up on everything that you've seen tonight or any bits that you missed just by watching it on the rewind. And it's been great having your company. Also, a big thank you to everybody who sent a video in. Really enjoyed watching all of those.
Micro Machines Powertrain City is not the same thing, but look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Gosh.
We need to try and find one.
Okay. And also, don't forget to check out Scale Model Scenery on the link in the description box for the full range of embellishments, detailing bits and pieces, buildings, the full shebang. They also do scenery items as well, and see what they have for you and your model railway. Check them out today. Also, we've been highlighting the all-new range of modular platform kits that they've introduced. A great way of expanding and building your station of your dreams on your model layout.
It really
Build
did
it
look good.
exactly as you want it with ultimate flexibility and a range of finishing details including stone and brick finishes. But until next time, you all take great care of yourself. This is me, Jenny Kirk, saying bye for now, happy modelling, and hopefully I shouldn't do that. Hopefully I will be feeling better by next week, but until then, you take great care of yourself. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Wow. Oh, yeah, sorry.
The train is now departing on the 2110 service from Weir Yard, stopping at Grove Street Yard, Minute 30s, Bolton Trinity Road, Eindhoven, and then back to Weir Yard. That is the 2110 service from Weir Yard. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night.